Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's market updates. My name is Edmund. So, over the last 24 hours, there were no major economic or political events coming out from the UK or from the US. Markets, I noticed, has been relatively quiet for since last week, last Thursday, and yesterday was no exception. So, we did have some comments from Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell mentioning that the U.S. economic recovery is likely to continue at a very solid pace as jobs data and also housing data are improving. Okay, the recent positive news about the vaccine is definitely good news. However, it will take at least another 3 months or so for the vaccine to have final approval and then go into manufacturing and then distribution. Okay. So we're going to move on to the technical charts on the MT4 shortly. But over here, we do see the US dollar moving down on a bearish range, on a bearish trend on last Thursday, last Friday, 2 days ago on a Monday, and also yesterday on a Tuesday. Okay, so let us go on to the MT4 charts. So again, looking at the charts, the US dollar has been bearish on last Thursday, last Friday, and also Monday and Tuesday. For Tuesday, which was just yesterday, the US dollar continues to weaken from 92.57 levels at about 4 p.m. local Malaysia time, and it went down all the way to 92.24 levels. Mentioned yesterday and also on a Monday, we were looking for support levels of 92.30. So after having hit the support levels of 92.30, and it actually extended down further to 92.23 levels before closing at about 92.2829 levels. And then after currently it is pushing up a little bit at 92.43 levels. Okay, so with the US dollar being mostly bearish yesterday, we do see one major cycle for the UK pound during the afternoon session at about 4 p.m. The UK pound rises from 1.3198 all the way to 1.3270. This was a 72 pip movement. As for the euro dollar, it also rose at 4 p.m. Malaysia time from 1.1844 all the way to a high of 1.1893. Okay, so this was, I would say, a relatively muted move as it only went up about 48 pips, and then after it came down another 35 pips. Okay, so again, not a major move, and the volatility is definitely less. Okay, gold prices was also largely in the consolidative range yesterday, just trading within 7 to 8 US dollar range, and only started to go down at about 1600 plus 622 at about 10 p.m. yesterday. It moved down from 1891 all the way down to 1876, and this was a 15 US dollar movement. Okay, so again, markets are largely very quiet. Possibly is waiting for new events or new developments regarding possibly the even the US financial stimulus, which may not be approved or dispersed. And of course, from now until January 20th, this is also the transition period where the current president, Donald Trump, will be transitioning the power to Joe Biden. And if all goes well and smoothly as predicted, Joe Biden will come into office by January the 20th next year. Okay, so yeah, relatively quiet, nothing much happening. Um, Okay, the only thing I can note today is that later on, later on today at about 3 p.m., we have a set of economic data coming out from the UK. So we could expect the UK pounds to have some medium cycles, okay, medium level movements later on in the afternoon, and also moving on towards the evening, we will have a set of data again, economic data coming out from Canada, and also we will be having crude oil inventories. So if anything at all, we could watch out for the UK pound for possibly a 60 to 80 pip move towards the afternoon and evening session, and also on oil prices, possibly possibly I would say a $1 movement in oil prices. Okay, so after having touched a recent high of 42.32, the next support levels will be at $40 and 30 cents. This is what could happen, and of course, having Canadian news coming up yesterday. Canadian news coming out later today at 9:30 p.m. Malaysia time. For yesterday, we saw that the Canadian dollar found very good support at 1.3065 levels, and the US dollar actually strengthened against the Canadian dollar as the oil prices came down yesterday. Okay, so yeah, so we got to analyze the charts again later this afternoon and also tonight to watch how the oil prices and how the Canadian dollar strengthens or weakens as the oil prices also strengthens and weakens. Okay, so anything else happening on the equities? Okay, just a quick look at the S&P 500. S&P 500 also pushed down yesterday afternoon at about 6 p.m. Malaysia time. However, it managed a very strong recovery towards 11 p.m. local Malaysia time. Okay, so the same pattern is relevant to the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Okay, so again, markets are relatively quiet at the moment. So we're going to be waiting for the next team or the next drivers. We should come out later today or tomorrow, and we will see what happens next for the next market updates tomorrow. Okay, so have a good trading day ahead, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another market update. Thank you and good day.